In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Excel to calculate final grade in a class. So first off, you want to open your Excel file and you want to type in the assignments and the respective scores for these assignments. So for lab reports, we have these scores. We have 88, 70, 75, 82, and 70. And the assigned weight for lab report is 20%. We have quizzes, and these are the scores and for each quiz. Okay, and the respective weight is 20%. Midterm has only one score, and the respective weight is 30%. Final exam has only one score, which is 54, and the assigned weight for final exam is 30%. So these scores and the category weights will always be given to you in the question. Then now you realize that we have multiple scores for lab reports and quizzes, and we don't need all these scores. We only need a single value. So we have to average these scores we have for the lab reports, and we want to get the average score for the quizzes as well. So we're going to transform these scores into a single value using the equal average function in Excel. So and the category averages, okay, and the separate column you want to type in category averages. You put your cursor in there, okay, right adjacent to the lab report. Okay, it has to correspond. Okay, and in calculating lab average for the lab report, we're going to type into Excel equal average. You put your cursor on the first score or the first lab report score, drag it all the way to the last lab report score, close your parenthesis and hit enter. And for the quizzes, you're going to find the average for these courses as well. So you type in equal average, you put your cursor on the first quiz score, drag it all the way to the last quiz score, close the parenthesis and hit enter. For midterm, you only have one score for midterm, and the average of the single score will still be the same thing. So average of 76 will still be 76. Okay, so we are referencing cells here. Okay, so you type in equal average. Okay, we want to find the average for the final exam, and since you only have one score for the final exam, the average is still going to be 54. And we're going to put our cursor, okay, we're going to reference the cell that contains the final exam score, okay, which is cell B5. Then you close the parenthesis and you hit enter, and that will give you a score of 54. Okay, and the reason why the cell referencing is very important is because assuming you screw up, okay, and you mess up these values, okay, mistakenly, if you go back in and double check and fix the error that you made, okay, by inputting the correct value or inputting the correct score, that will automatically update your final grade for you. So this is very important to do when calculating final grade. You always want to reference these cells so that in case you make any error or you make any mistake or typo, you can update and your grades will be will automatically update for you. Okay, so now we're done with calculating category averages. So the next thing to do is to get the category percentage weight. And to calculate the category percentage weight, you're going to multiply the category weight by the category average. Okay, so the category percentage weight percentage point. Okay, so to find the category percentage point, you're going to multiply each category weight by their respective average. So you start with equal to sign. Okay, you always have to begin with equal to sign because that tells Excel you want to do some calculations. Without the equal to sign, it will be very hard for you to reference these cells to work appropriately. So we put your cursor in the cell that contains the weight for lab report, which is cell L2. And you want to use the asterisk. So on my keyboard, I have to combine the shift and the number 8. So that gave me the asterisk. And the asterisk is what we use to denote the multiplication. Okay, so that is for multiplication. Then we're going to reference a cell that contains the average for the lab report, which is cell M2. You hit enter and that will calculate your category percentage point for you. You're going to do the same thing for the rest of the assignment. So you type equal, you reference the cell that contains the weight for quizzes, you introduce your asterisk, and you reference the cell that contains the average for the quizzes. You hit enter and that'll calculate the category percentage point for quizzes. Then we do that for the midterm. Okay, then we do that for the final exam. You reference the cell that contains the category weight, asterisk, which is the multiplication. Then you reference the cell that contains the category average, okay, for the final exam, or the average for the final exam. And you hit enter and that will also calculate your category percentage point for you. Now to get the final grade, okay, to get the final grade here, we have to sum up all the values under the category percentage point, these values, okay. So in summing up these values, we need to use the Excel function equal sum, okay. It should pop up for you in the list. You put your cursor on the first data value, which is 15.4, drag it all the way to the last data value, which is 16.2. You close your parenthesis and you hit enter, and that calculates your final grade for you. So the student, okay, will earn a 70.1, which is a C on most grading scale. Okay, so that is basically how you will use Excel in calculating final grade. All right, thanks.